Do you have any like experience producing at all or making beats, like working with Logic?
Well, working with Logic more to just record. I started recording with Logic and stuff like that. I've never really been hands-on producing. I do want to learn though how to engineer my own music, like mix and master. I feel like every artist, unless you're like already at a level where you got your team, you should learn how to do that. Because if you're on the go and you basically have control to drop music whenever you want. So any artist that has that advantage, man, salute.
Yeah, then with like times like this with quarantine, you got all the tools you need just in your bedroom.
100%. So that's ideal right there. I definitely soon want to learn how to engineer my own music. Producing, I don't know. I kind of like working with producers and getting different vibes. If I'm ever at a point where like my time is just, I control, I can do whatever, I'll sit there and I'll start, producing and get better and just add more to my talent. That's really it.
Yeah. What about with your visuals with your project? How do you usually go about not only like music video type stuff, even just we noticed like some of the cover art for your projects are really dope. How do you go about like linking up with people or doing it yourself? How does that usually go?
Well, I appreciate that, man. Actually, there's this dude in Spain. His name's Cocaina Art. He makes my artwork, and we linked up off Instagram. I was just looking for artwork and stuff like that. I was just really looking for artists, and me and him I followed him, he followed me, and I didn't really hit him up right away. And then I hit him up like a week later. I saw something he put out, and he literally will make the artwork. I just tell him kind of the colors and but he goes off and he does this whole aesthetic, and his thing is 3D art. So all my artworks, they're in 3D. Like, if Instagram would allow the quality, it would be even crazier. But yeah, I'm working with this dude. He definitely has the aesthetic I'm going with.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the fluorescent lights and stuff on some of your visuals are like really sick.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's definitely his creativity, man. I'm thankful for him, man. He brings it to the table. I'm glad.
It's important to find an artist like that too. Whenever you are looking, I think some people pass that up sometimes, how important the visual aspect of the project is. 100%. And if you don't if you have the idea in your head, or even if you don't, if the artist that you link up with also doesn't really understand like the vibe you're going for, then it's like that's the first thing someone sees when they see it on like the streaming app or in person on the disc or whatever. They see the cover.
The most talented artist is like the one that can see it without seeing it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not even, it's crazy because like I said, he's in Spain. So it's either through WhatsApp that we're talking, and he just takes what I'm saying and kind of enhances it times 10. So working with someone like that, definitely. And that's just even with producers, if you have a producer that's in-house and he makes all the beats that you like, the way that you like them, you got it.
Yeah. And there's got to be like a healthy balance of communication between the musical artist and the
because you want their creativity to shine as well.
Yeah.
As much as you want
and
yours.
it's like I've had people be way too vague, just say like, oh, the name of the project is blah blah blah, like make something, and it's like, okay, I'll just like doodle or something like that. But it putting that much on the artist is like they don't really know your vibe. But then inversely, I feel like it might be a mistake to give way too specifics, because then at that point you're being the artist. You know, like you got to let them do their thing.
So like for just my EP cover, basically it was like, if you see it, it's like a drive-in theater, and then on one side it's like Welcome to Salem, which is my hometown, and then Welcome to Florida, when I moved here like kind of before high school. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wanted to do something for my first project to show like where I'm from essentially. And then he added all the cars, and he was even putting in the license plate like my name and stuff. I was like, damn, that looks sick. But yeah,
that's sick.
Got that down.
So when did you say you moved here? High school?
Right, like a year before high school, 2 years before high school, like a year and a half of middle school out here, and then went to North High. I went to high school with a lot of guys that do music out here, man. A lot of dudes from North kind of shine in the music scene right now out here in Southwest Florida, like Sling. Word. I was a freshman. I think he was probably a senior, but I remember we'd leave lunch, and it's like, yo, this is how you know Sling can freestyle, because we'd leave lunch and it'd be like a circle of people, and this dude could have on like a pink backpack, and he'll make a whole freestyle out of that pink backpack off the top, and you'll be like, what? But it's just the most hilarious thing, and actual bars in there. Yeah, so he's been doing that freestyling thing. Sling's been on that.
I love hearing that. That's not XMVIX too. Like they all went to like the same high school. He's probably around. They're all probably around our age, your age.
True.
And they had the same stories, like freestyle circles at the lunch table.
Bachi too went to North.
Word.
Yeah, all those dudes went to North, man. I can't think of who else. I think One Way may have went to North for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But
true. Did you play any sports in high school?
Not more for fun. I was playing basketball with the basketball team every day, but I just wasn't on the team. It just wasn't. I wasn't tall in high school. I wasn't. I had to. My glow up was right after. I didn't have. I grew my senior year. I have the documents. from the end of my junior year to the end of my senior year, I hit like 5 inches maybe. Like out of nowhere, and I was like, damn, why didn't I have this my freshman year? I would have played basketball. But whatever.
For real.
True.
Did you go to college or anything after high school?
Yeah, I did like 2 years at FSW, and wasn't really it. I ended up going, to barber school because my father's a barber. So I went to barber school for a year, and I got my license. I'm not heavy on it right now. I'm more like, one day I want to open a few shops, want to kind of own them and stuff like that. I'm more just trying to chase this music thing right now. That's really my main focus. And then eventually, I got the license for a reason, you know. Hope down the road, you're gonna see a few things pop up.
Sick.
God willing, you know.
Do you cut your own hair? Or
No. I tried to shave my own beard last week, and so I still got a little cut right here. Man. But I don't really like to. I like going to the shop, you know, just sitting there and getting your cut.
Word.
Yeah.
Speaking of barbershops and all that, have you heard anything about No Sorries 2?
I heard, No Sorries too. I actually messed up. I even messaged Ace of Phase because I wanted to submit, but I guess I was late on the submissions. That was on me. But I'm sure that project's gonna be fire. The next one come around, I'll send them some music. And
For sure.
True.
I've been hyped for that. I can't wait for that drop.
I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
be fire. There's a lot of good artists out here, man.
Yeah.
It's just-
Mm-hmm.
For real.
And that's how I discovered, like, we had a little, like, spout in the podcast where when that dropped, it showed us, like, a handful of dudes that were like, whoa, this dude's fire. Never heard his name
Yeah.
before. So, like, we'll
Right.
link up with him and be like, hey, come chat with us, you know?
Yeah, so
and
shout out to them
I'm
for
hoping
that.
the same thing will happen. I mean, I'm sure we'll see some familiar names on No Sorries
Yeah.
too, but maybe some new ones.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know when that's dropping though. I don't
Me
know anything
either.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to bring it back to your music videos, I wanted to ask, like, I've just been thinking recently when I watch music videos, like, who is that? Are you creating like the music video, like what you're shooting, or is that like what the videographer does?
Well, all right. So off this project, I shot 2 videos, and it was one for the first one. It was called Last Laugh. That was kind of like a freestyled video. It was like we just shot at a couple locations. I shot in an arcade. Like I shot in the office of like where the videographer like works at and stuff. So that one, but the Why Now one was more planned. That one had a more storyline to it. That was more a song where I was like talking to a girl at one point, and it was just like, you know. Every guy or girl has been in a situation where you feel like you're doing too much for somebody, and then like it's not really. So that was kind of that, and you know they come around when they see you pop, and you know you'll have people pop up when City of Palms podcast is everywhere. Like, oh, what's up? Like, how you been? Yeah, okay. So that was kind of what that song was about, and then the whole direction was that I was gonna be in the video with a girl, but the girl really was like the girl was there, but wasn't really with me. She was just there, and it was just like. I cut that off, but she's just still there. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but when you listen to the song, it makes so much sense because I'm just basically saying, like, yo, you want to come around now that you see me doing stuff, or you want to come around because you see this person shouting this out, or this person liking this song. Like, people are like that. People are like that. Yo, there are people, I promise you, there are people that won't shout you out until a certain person shouts you out. There are people that, like, look at my stuff, will never, like not even me in general, like they'll look at your stuff and they'll see you in person and show love to you, but they won't ever throw a like your way and stuff. And nowadays, I would never trip on nobody for no like or a comment, but it's more like, are you really like, are you supporting me? Like,
right.
Are we? Because you know what I'm saying. Like, so I don't really fit into that. Like, if you don't post it, you don't post it. If you don't support, you don't support. But, you know, in person, you know, don't act too funny. Like, don't act like you've been, like, down with me.
Right.
Like, when you're
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
aware of anything that I've been going through for the last whatever.
Especially once you pop off, you know, like if
Yeah.
you're at a sold out show or something, you have these people like,
100%.
yeah, we've been here since the beginning. It's like,
no,
have you?
haven't. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
At least I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
where were you? like,
For real.
damn. Yeah, fake love is real out here.
How do you
fake love is
True.
promotion.
How do you feel about the music scene around here in general, like in hip hop specifically?
I think.
And you can be honest. You can be completely
Yeah,
honest.
I'm gonna be. I think there's a lot of talent. I think there's a lot of people trying to be innovators with it. I think there's a lot of people trying to do their own lane. I think the only problem is it's like there's not like, I mean, at least from my experience, and I know a lot of dudes that are making music, there's not really like a unity between like if there's shows, then there's shows, and then, you know, people are rocking with each other, people shout, but there's not really like, you know, like Atlanta, New York, these artists that are on the rise at the same time, they're collabing, they're like either showing love to each other, they're promoting for their scene. Like, Southwest Florida can only shine as far as the artists want to take it.
Yeah.
You know, especially when there's no light on it as much. It can't just be one guy. If there's a bunch of talent, why isn't, everybody kind of cohesive? Like, it's weird, but everybody just does their own thing. I don't know what it'll take for people to come together and, for this. The only way Southwest Florida is going to shine as a unit of artists is if they come together. That's it. That's the only way.
Facts, I agree with that, because it's such a shame to see like there's a good clump of like talent here. It's like around here is kind of like somewhere like St. Peter, Tampa. Like we could be at that level of entertainment and like culture around here.
100%.
It's just a shame to see at these like big events and shows 100%. And stuff when there's a lineup of like maybe 10 dudes. It'd be dope to see when first act is up, all 9 other dudes are up there, like supporting, like buying drinks wherever the venue is at or whatever, like just being there. But so often you see like someone just pull up for their set, leave.
And that's what it's about. Like, it's like, because people take it's an ego thing and a popularity thing.
Yeah.
So, all right, I was the first one performing, I'm gonna leave. Why am I gonna watch these guys? They think like they're too good. But it's like, bro, we're all here in like the same place. We're all trying to grind for the same thing, whether we make the same kind of music or not. Like, you're trying to make it and you're trying to get fans, you're trying to do shows, you're trying to impact. At least that's what I hope you're doing music for. Yeah. But a lot of dudes, it's more like, oh, I'm going to show up. It's like, bro, like, this is for the love. We're all trying to come up.
Yeah.
Like,
and not even just for fellow artists, because like that you should sit in their shoes, even if you are like a little bit more like popping off than someone else in the set. 100%. You should know how it feels to step on that stage and be looking out at the eyes and hoping that they're like bobbing to your music, and like, because that's what it's all about. And they should know that feeling whenever it's not a big turnout, when it's just like one person in the crowd and it's like, fuck, like that feeling you get,
But I've learned that, man, through experience, because I pull up to shows. Whether I know someone on the bill or not, I pull up and I just see what's going on. That's the only way. I'm going to pull up and see. And, I can tell, you see dude get on stage and boom, they got to leave real quick. And I think that stuff, so be it. If you're at that level where, you got to leave. But, like, if you're in a room full of people that you just perform for and your aspirations are to be an artist, you should stay. Kind of talk to the people and stuff, because you gotta leave. Like, what do you want to leave behind with it? You know what I mean? I never want to be the dude that just makes music, goes on a stage, oh yeah, I'm fly, and I'm out. Like, I didn't leave anybody with anything. You didn't leave anybody with anything to remember.
And even I was gonna say the venues too. Like if somewhere like Palace is putting on a show, obviously they are like us. They just want to see the artist shine, but at the same time, they're also a business, and they're doing events there so that they can continue doing bigger and bigger events. And so if someone just pulls up, does their set real quick, maybe like daps up a couple people and then heads out, it's like, dang, that didn't, that didn't support them at all. Like, if you chill there and like maybe there are fans of yours there, they're more likely to stick around and like buy drinks and give tips and stuff like that.
I'm a big believer in, you can get blessed with opportunities, but how you handle those opportunities, it just depends if you get more of them. Because to even perform, if you're an up-and-coming artist, I'm saying up-and-coming artist, not anyone that made it, has their own platforms, can go sell out any, I'm talking about up-and-coming artists. If someone's giving you the opportunity to perform on their stage, you better respect their venue. You better say what's up to the people, all that, because who would want to support you to the top if you're treating people like that when you're trying to come up?
Yep.
Like, I see it all the time, and I would never name drop nobody, but I see it all the time. It's a thing, and salute to them. We'll see how far they can take that.
Yeah,
that's it.
I work at Aldi, and I don't know if you've been there, but you put a quarter into the carts to get them out.
Okay.
The other day, I was outside like being the customer greeter and stuff, and a lady got a cart for free, and I gave her, some customer gave it to me to give to her, and I was like, hey, here's a cart for free, you don't have to pay a quarter. And she's like, thank you, like that's a blessing. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I tell my son that. I tell him, since he was a little boy, I told him, if you can't take that blessing of a quarter, you won't be able to get that $100 blessing. 100%. And it's like that, it's if you can't, that little stage somewhere like Palace, even if it's just 15 people at the bar or whatever that you're playing for, that's not the biggest thing ever. That's not like the hugest deal. But if you can't accept that blessing and be grateful for that, you're not going to sell at an arena.
That's why, like, when I got my first car, it was a hoopty, and I remember the first thing my dad told me, he's like, yo, you better be proud that you have this, because like there's some dude walking in the rain to work. There's so you got to be proud of like the little things, and that's something that I've learned through my own experiences just in life, in personal life. Like, if you're not content with what you got, you're not going to get anything else. You got to be grateful for what you have and work as hard as you want for everything that you want. I want everything. I want the big house, the car. I want all that. But you got to be like, I won't get that with an arrogant approach. I won't get that without being grateful for what I have right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I even say in my music. I say that to my little brother who's 12. I say to him every single day that like making music isn't what makes you cool. Like that doesn't make, like I tell him this every day. I tell him, because I messed up. So it's like, I always tell him, like, you're gonna find your passions, but like focus on what you gotta focus on, things like that. I mean, I try to preach that thing, like stuff like that, as much as I can through my music, and like for people to just show love, be like that. But you know, people are just gonna be how they are. You know,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, there's a fine line between like that confidence and arrogance, you know, because like you can be confident and you can be proud of what you're making,
100%.
but you can't let it tip over into that and into losing your humbleness. You
And
know?
I'm the type of person, I'm competitive. I can sit right here, I know what I'm good at, you know, but you gotta also know what you're like not good at and what you can improve at. Like I can sit here all day. Like I feel like I'm strong. Like I can get in the studio right now, and we can lay down like probably 4 hooks, easy. I can go to a studio, probably lay down a few verses, but I can't like go to a studio and engineer my own music. I can't go to a studio and like produce my own music. Like look at Russ. Russ don't owe nothing to anybody, and even if you don't listen to his music, this is the dude that still makes millions of dollars off songs he released in 2014, and this is the kind of what I was talking about, how social media dumbed everything down, is that everybody chases this bag, right? Like the bag. And the bag is real. You can get this money. The money is out there. Money is real. The money is real for who works for it. But you got to work for it. Like when you, and this is on like a musical approach. If you're making music for the attention on who you are and what it is you did, and then you present in music with it, I don't know. It just doesn't seem authentic. I don't know. You gotta be just all about the music, man. To me,
Yeah, no,
That's
I feel
be
that.
about the music,
For
and if
sure.
you're all about the music, it shows. You know, it shows.